approval level,
Yes.
request or role. So it is not recommended. Why? Because the reason I'll give you the reason why now. So if you put role level, as I told you, user has selected 5 roles, but role owner rejected 2 roles. If you keep role level, in the end user gets only 3 roles assigned. User will check his access and again he will come back to us saying that I have submitted for 5 roles, only 3 roles are given. Please tell me the reason why. Again we need to go back to the request, take the screenshot of that request saying that role owner has rejected these roles. So instead of all these nonsense, because users will coming back to us again and again. I have selected 5 roles but I got only 3 roles. What is the reason? So why we should give explanation for that as a security consultants. So put it as request. As a request, role owner has to approve it or reject it. If he wants, he will reject, or if he wants, he can approve as a whole request. He can put a reason there while rejecting, saying that user has not selected the proper roles. So next time when he is submitting, he will set the proper roles user and he will submit request again. Okay. You can go for any option, but I am telling based on my experience. So if you put role level, users will come back to us definitely. When some roles are rejected, some roles are approved, he doesn't know that some roles are rejected, and he will get a request saying that your request is closed, and he'll come back to us. Why my roles are rejected? Why they are not assigned? Please tell me the reason. Okay, right. So I'll come back to this again when we'll complete our workflow concept, so that we have to see some options. So as of now I have selected confirm approval, confirm rejection, and risk analysis mandatory here. So please remember these settings what I have done only in the role owner stage. I am not doing in the manager stage or security stage these settings. Right, let us go ahead. So one path is ready now. We are done with creation of one path, which is called as new account path. So similarly, let us create one more path which is called as delete account. So which contains two stages only, manager and security. Second time.
Sridhar,
Yeah.
actually, I have one doubt in role one stage.
Okay.
Actually, when the routine will trigger, then the role owner perform the SOD risk or
See, we said in this stage what we have done, risk analysis is mandatory. We have taken it, correct?
yes, correct, correct, correct.
So when he does the risk analysis, if risks appear,
Okay,
then the routing is enabled.
okay. So means the role owner is performing the SOD. Once the SOD report is opened, automatically the routine will be triggered, right? Will be
Only
there.
if the risk exists, I'm saying. Only if the risk
Yeah, yeah,
exists.
yeah, 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 got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if suppose the while performing the risk analysis, role owner is getting the risk, means
Yes.
risk IDs.
Yeah.
That time automatically the routine will be enabled.
Yes, exactly. Automatically it will be deviated to another path.
Okay, okay, okay.
If there is no risk, it will go as per the usual path. So the usual path
Yeah,
is
I got it. I got
security.
it.
After role owner, it has to
Yeah, I
go to
got it.
security. If there is no risk, it goes to security. If there is a risk, we have to write that logic here in maintain route mapping where it has to go.
Okay, okay, okay. So actually the role owner is now no need to route the path, right?
No, no.
It will automatically trigger.
Yes, it automatically goes, deviates.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Actually, after that, what will happen? Means it will be triggered. Means it will be deviated. So after that, when the role owner will approve the request?
No, role owner will approve it and then only it gets deviated basically.
Oh, is it? Okay. I thought it will deviated after
So
after they
actually,
set the.
see, according to this path, when role owner approves, it has to go to where? Security, correct? But because of we have enabled the routing, when he approves, if
Yes.
this condition is satisfied, it will go to some other path, not to security.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So in this that SOD path, we
Huh.
have not defined any agents.
You mean to say to whom it should go now? You're saying, right?
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah, that I'm saying we have to define a path, separate path for it now. Okay.
Okay.
And this routing rule should be linked to that path. The DVD. Let me create now itself. I'm adding a path for your purpose. Let us name it as detour path. So when condition is satisfied, SOD detour path. Let us put as SOD detour path.
Okay.
Add. Now under this, I'm adding the stages. Now you can write a stage name like BENZ underscore mitigation. Now here you have to define who is the approver for it. In this stage, who will be the agent IDs. So if you have idea on this now, in the beforehand itself, you have to create a agent ID called mitigation, and that in the step number 2 and 3 you have to define them and then come here.
Okay.
So let me put here as point of contact. Let us imagine he is the guy, should be notified, and I'm saving it. And then second stage would be security. Once he addresses the mitigation,
Correct.
then it should be moving to security. So standard one I'm taking. Security stage. So I'm not defining all the notification settings and all those things. I'm not repeating it. So accordingly, you have to define notification what are happening. Right. Now this path is ready, right? Two paths are ready. Okay. So when a request is going in this path, bench manager, role owner, security, in role owner stage, he does risk analysis. And when this condition is satisfied, then I write a logic. It should jump to this path.
Yes.
So that jumping concept we write here in this step number 6.
Okay.
Let me go here now. Step number 6, add rule ID. Which is the rule ID you have selected? This one. SOD violation, detour violation. This is a rule. Routing rule. Now, rule result. SOD violations found. From which path? From new account path. Which stage? Stage number 2. To which path it has to jump? It has to jump to SOD detour path. Okay, now condition satisfied. from path bench new account, from stage, in that path stage number 2, if this condition is satisfied, SOD violations is satisfied, then go to SOD detour path. So in SOD detour path, first stage is mitigation, second stage is security. Clear?
Clear.
Right. So whatever we have done, the save button is there in the last tab itself. So just go and save it in the 7th step, because that is not available in any other step. So far, whatever with the data. So I am selecting here, do not transport the object. So this MSMP workflow can be transportable. So I'm not selecting as do not select. Just have saved the object and coming back to step 5 again. So let me create another path now. Add, delete. Let me put as bench delete account. Bench delete account. Now add here stage number 1. Searching, already we have created bench manager. Show details. So it is picking from the other details what we have selected earlier. Save it. And second stage, so it goes directly to security now. No role owner here because we are not assigning the roles. Once manager approves, it goes to security. Security approves it, the ID gets deleted. So as I am selecting the existing ones, standard ones, it is picking up the agent IDs automatically. So total I have 3 paths. One is bench new account, and then bench delete account, and this is for detour path. Okay. Done with the paths concept. Any doubts in the paths so far?
I think once we started working, then there may be questions.
Yeah, you get lot of doubts. When you put your hands and do it, you get lot of doubts.
Yeah, that's what I suspect. Let's see. I will start doing it.
Yeah. Now let us go to next step, which is called as route mapping. In the route mapping, I'll go for now linking up. I told you initiator rule. We have to link up with initiator rule. So if I use the default initiator, so I'm using default initiator. Default initiator has one rule result, and then I have to link up with a path now. So I have 2 paths, new account, save it. So this is what I done. In the initiator, if the rule result is this, then go to new account. Now what about the remaining path? Let us see. Again, I'll go for default initiator. Rule result, default initiator has only one result, and that result will be triggered to now different path, delete account. Now if you see the logic written for us, when the initiator rule is default initiator, it has only one result. Same result is triggering 2 paths, new account and delete account. So will it get confused? System gets confused or not here?
Yes. Because there is no condition here, right? So, like both of them same.
Yeah, both are triggering the same paths, two different paths. Initiator
Right.
rule has only one result. That result is triggering 2 paths, new account and delete account.
Yeah, but that is not the thing, right? We have to give certain conditions to the AR initiator, right? So which one
Exactly.
has
So
to come?
I need basically multiple rule results. For example, let us say here, if you think like this, let me show the diagram for you. Okay, this is what is happening here. Default initiator rule has only one rule result. So that can be linked up with only one path, maximum. But in reality, I need this custom initiator rule, which has following rule results like this. Rule result 1, rule result 2, rule result 3, rule result 4, rule result 5. And that rule results will be triggered based on the request type. So with this rule result, I will link with path 1, path 2, path 3, path 4, path 5. So it is very clear now here. So
Yeah,
this is what I need now.
correct.
This setup has to be created now by us. So this is what SAP is giving you, default one, which contains only one rule result, and it can be linked up with only one path. But the reality is this is what we need, because we have multiple paths for multiple request types. So based on the request type, the rule result should be triggered under the initiator rule, and so that they can be linked up to different paths in the system. Clear everyone this concept now so far?
Yeah,
Okay, so here this is what we are doing. We are customizing the initiator rule, since standard default initiator rule has only one rule result, which can be linked to one path only. We need multiple rule results under the initiator rule so that we can link them up with multiple paths. So to create a custom initiator rule, for that matter any custom rule, we go to BRF Plus application. So what is the necessity of BRF Plus application? Here comes the requirement. So BRF Plus application, we go for customizing of rules. The purpose of BRF Plus is to customize rules, any rule. It could be initiator, it could be agent, it could be routing, or it could be notification. But here our necessity comes for initiator rule. We need to customize the initiator rule. Why we need to customize the initiator rule? The default initiator has only one rule result, which can be linked up with only one path. So we create a custom initiator rule which has multiple rule results like this, based on some condition. So to link up these conditions and rule results, we write this logic in BRF Plus, and we create custom initiator rule there. So when you have multiple rule results based on some conditions, that can be linked up with multiple paths. So that will be easier for you and clear for the system as well. Clear everyone?
yeah,
This is very important. So here comes the necessity for us to go to the BRF Plus application. So just I will introduce you to the BRF Plus application today. So tomorrow we'll go to the BRF Plus application in detail. So it can be accessed by two below T codes. So you can use this T code BRF Plus, or you can even use the below one, BRF PLUS. So let me execute those T codes, and I'll show you that BRF plus symbol, execute, enter. It is again a third WebDyn Pro application page gets opened here. So this is the screen of BRF Plus application. BRF Plus stands for Business Rules Framework. In the name itself we have the rule, Business Rules Framework, where we can write the rules, where we can customize the rules. So this is very widely, extensively used across SAP modules, BRF Plus application. In GRC it is very little used actually. So this is another separate module actually. You can treat this as a BRF Plus, a separate module. ABAP ABAPers are well versed with this application BRF Plus, because the logics, the programming logics, everything they write with this tool only. Not only for GRC, for any functional module, you can write rules here. This is again a bigger concept if you want to learn it from end to end, but we need not have to learn from end to end. We will use it, we'll see it from GRC point of view, what is the necessity of BRF Plus. From that point of view, we'll see the use of BRF Plus application. And the another T code also it works. BRF PLUS, enter. Yeah, the same thing again. So any T code can be used. Clear everyone so far? So tomorrow we'll see the application BRF Plus, because I want to keep it a separate class so that you are not confused with the workflow concept and BRF Plus. BRF is a separate concept. We'll create a rule in BRF Plus application. Then we have to go to MSMP, and that rule has to be registered in step number 2. So that all concept we'll see tomorrow. So tomorrow we will be done with the configuration of MSMP. And after configuration of MSMP, we have to test the configuration whether it is working as per our requirement or not. We will see all the conditions, whether user has a risk, what will happen, whether it gets deviated or not, whether people is getting approval mail or not, etc., etc. All those testing has to be done. So probably we'll be completing by this weekend, Saturday and Sunday maximum. So tomorrow we'll be completing the configuration part, and next day we'll be leaving it for testing purposes. Okay. Right then. Any doubts regarding today's class, especially paths, maintaining paths, and then what is the necessity of going to BRF Plus? Okay. So if you don't have any doubts, we'll close session today.
Okay.
Right then. Thanks. So tomorrow we'll complete the configuration. So please practice it as soon as the class is done, because the more you delay, you will forget the concepts, or it will be more confusing. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone. See you tomorrow.